Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. Hi. Where do I begin? It's been an interesting few weeks. So most of you probably know that the last video I posted was a pretty heavy one. And I have taken the last couple of weeks just to digest all of the response, as well as her apology and who's reached out. I'm going to address that and give my thoughts in this video in a minute. But firstly, I just want to say thank you to those of you who took a little bit of your time to listen, not just as it relates to certain people, but just the bigger picture. I just am so encouraged that you felt even just a little bit more empowered to share your own story, because I know how difficult and how scary that can be. And also to all of the allies and allies in training, that is so important, and I just want to thank you guys. But after scrolling through some of the response of the video and taking time to see the support as well as the critiques and criticisms, I also realized that I triggered a lot of racists. I guess I hurt their feelings. They just can't help themselves. From the depths of the sludge they came.
Another issue I have is she is super light-skinned.
So I say, f it. We're just gonna have a laugh about this for a minute, because honestly, if I don't have a laugh about this every now and then, I'm just gonna punch myself in the face. Actually, I'm sure some of you would like to see that happen, so here you go. Would you like to see that again? You're welcome. Let's continue. Now, yes, friends, I know I shouldn't give attention to the discriminatory trolls. The discriminatrolls. Oh my gosh, bitch, we got a new word, the discriminatrolls. The new DC blockbuster film, Battle of the Discriminatrolls, where the new Justice League obliterates the minds of evil Karen Decepticons. Coming summer 2021. So back by popular demand, we are bringing back the Wheel of Racism. Racist. I can't. This is my life right now. And we're gonna take the hate from these troglodyte asshat comments and turn it into a learning experience. And then I also had Dirt, who just arrived here. Say hi, Dirt.
Hello.
He also collected some racist comments. Did you have fun? Did you enjoy that?
It was, yes.
Okay, there you go. The only people still bringing up racism is black people. Shut up, it's not an issue. It's not an issue anymore. Danielle has declared that racism is not an issue anymore.
Caution horses. That seems like a strange thing to warn somebody. Ah!
You're the ones dragging it out. No wonder everyone hates black people. Congratulations. You just ended racism. All right, so let's take a look at the Wheel of Racism. Wherever it stops is the rating your ass is getting, okay? So here we go. Congratulations. I want to bash my head into a wall. Dine and Dash, who says, you n***s are all the same. D&D put the hard R in there. Here's your wheel. Racist. All right, here's one that says, stop calling yourself black.
I mean, come on.
I'm dead inside. You are not black, you're mixed.
Yeah, he's funny.
You like to cater to a black audience by calling yourself black and animating yourself darker than you actually... I can't. This person literally just came for the color of my animation skin. Listen. I don't know what it is, but some people just get so enraged at the idea that a biracial person is also black. I just don't understand it. Why are you so mad?
I'll fight you for it.
I hope you're proud. This is a disaster.
Can I get a, oh yeah?
Now, I did find out from the good peoples of the internet that Keemstar, do you call him Keem or Keemstar? I don't know, because I don't watch the guy. He's just a troll. I guess he decided to say some things about me and my skin color, all of those good things.
So this creator uploaded a video acting like, you know, she was the voice of the entire black community.
Oh! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we started off with my favorite thing ever is where there are some people who have automatically decided that anytime a black person or a minority or often people in the LGBTQ+ community, if they speak up about an experience that they've had, that they are immediately dubbed as speaking on behalf of the entire community. Ha ha, I am the whole community, bitch! So let me just make something really clear. One black person does not represent the entire community. Thank you, thank you. You're welcome. It's like this weird manipulative way of placing the burden of the entire plight of all of racism and like all things that the black community endures on the shoulders of one single person, where if somebody then says something that they do or don't like, they can instantly twist that in order to invalidate and belittle an entire community of people. Cool. I'm not gonna speak on behalf of a white person right now, but Dirt, as a white person, in your experience, when you have shared something that you have been through, have you then been pegged as or accused of where you are supposed to speak on behalf of all white people?
No, never, ever, 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 ever.
But I often see that type of pressure where it's like if one black or person of color says something disparaging or in disagreement with another person of color, suddenly someone who's butthurt about it take that and run with it and use it to attack another person of color. Like there was this like random group of like misogynistic guys that I got hate from, but because some of them looked to be minorities or of color, then like people were in my DMs being like, oh my gosh, look, this black over here disagrees with you, so you must be wrong about everything. So they use someone's color as a means to attack and invalidate someone else because of their color. Make it make sense. That not only once again puts the assumption that one single black speaks on behalf of the entire community, but then uses them like pawns to pit their words against the person of color that they're so desperately trying to invalidate. And I'm bored with this subject. Let's move on.
She made claims that she was living in the biggest civil rights movement in the history of the world multiple times. No. Do you get a history book? Have you ever heard of the 1960s? Like, you are wrong.
I don't know where the disconnect was. By the sheer fact that we have what is called the internet now, which they did not have in the 60s, and that the majority of people who are participating like in protests and demonstrations have cell phones in their hands with cameras and texting and social media, makes the era of information, how far it spreads, bigger than ever before. We also have never seen in history a time where we had this many protests for equality happening in many countries around the world at the exact same time. And a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that we have the internet and can share this information. So by that measure, it is the biggest movement that we have ever had. Is one more important than another? Of course not, because they are all important.
Another issue I have is she is super light skinned.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Here comes the man judging me for the color of my skin. You understand the hypocrisy there, right? We love to see it.
Because I want to talk about this race thing, which I find is ridiculous, but I know that it's going to cause people to be like, oh, he's being racist. Another issue I have is she is super light skinned. Oh, he's being racist. Another issue I have is I want to talk about this race thing, which I find is ridiculous. Oh, he's being racist. And I'm sorry, if I want to hear the black experience from someone, I want to hear from someone that is darker skinned.
He's been really bloated today.
Like, I have a darker complexion than this woman.
Oh, I'm back. I'm bored. Bitch, you done broke my wheel. But you know, I can't just let him go empty-handed, can I? So here you go, Keem. I present to you a gift. That's right, Keem. That is me twerking on your desk with my light black ass. You want to see it again? You're welcome. Microaggressions is just another fake news word made up. Bitch, you racist, okay? You fake too, so let's not light bright. Did you tan for views, bitch? No! This whole thing has been a facade my entire life. I have just been tanning for views. So this person said, you are not nearly as dark as you think you are.
Okay, all right. Let's skip that then. Okay, fine. Skip.
And also from the way you talk.
Oh, it just got racist.
Oh, did you just?
Real racist.
So you caught that too?
Yo, talk black.
Did we just go from 0 to racist? Oh, it's the same person. I say it again. She's not black. She's mixed.
I mean, come on.
This avatared person is telling people what I am. We need to stop this obsession of telling people what they are when you have absolutely no clue. Better to just like, just shut up. Can I say that? My video also triggered this really bizarre witch hunt of people trying to attack my culture, my ethnicity, my ancestral heritage, and my race. Cause shit, why spend any time educating oneself about like cultural appropriation or microaggressions or allyship or like how to read the room when you can just be a jackass? Suddenly there were all these women in the comments and in my DMs demanding blood samples. It's like, you know what? Jerry Springer has arrived and I'm sorry, but you are not my mother.
You are not
My degree of blackness is none of your damn business. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I promise you'll get over it. It's like some trolls want to put everybody in a racial lineup and then they get to determine based on the shade of brown they are if they are black enough. Cool, 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 cool. Bitch, this must be exhausting. To be this negative and attacking people over their skin color. Why do you care? You get 5 gold stars. If you don't like it, then go back to where you came from. Congratulations, I'm gonna call that one. Racist. Okay, now that we got that out of our system, I do want to shift a little bit to a little more serious of a tone here. I'm kind of interrupting my video at this point. I had actually filmed that stuff that you just saw like a couple of weeks ago, but then I went and traveled to see some of my family. I did it safely, quarantined, all that good stuff. And I didn't feel comfortable in posting this video before the election or immediately after because I just thought there were so many other things that we all need to be focusing on. And I'm also just the type of person who has a tendency to just sit with things for a while. I don't generally just like to hastily like respond to stuff. Now, of course, I did keep the front half of this video because I do think, you know, sometimes things get so absurd and so ridiculous with like just the hate, and sometimes I just have to have a laugh at it because it's so ridiculous. But obviously at the end of the day, I do think that that sample is just a temperature of the current climate that we are in. Okay, so I will address the apology and some of the questions, and I was back and forth quite a bit about if I was gonna ever say anything about this. Oh, hello. Did you come to give comforts? There you go. This is my moral support right now. Aww. Okay, as I was saying, probably the most common question that I have received is, do I accept the apology? And I'm talking about the apology that was on her Instagram stories. My short answer is, like, that will take time. It's making an apology does not rectify everything instantaneously. The reality is me just being like totally real with you guys. I feel like there was deflection. I feel like there was avoidance of things. From what I could understand from it, it seemed like she was apologizing for certain things in the past, but not the recent things. And so because of that, all I can say is change isn't demonstrated like instantly with, you know, like the notepad apology thing. Like, this is something that will just be, at least for me personally, would be something shown in behavior over time, because what I was discussing was ongoing behavior that lasted several years up until the point when I made the video. And I don't expect anything, honestly. That's not why I made my video. And the only thing that I expected when I made my video was that I expected me to share my story. So all I can hope is that there is learning being done. I'm not trying to hold anything over anyone's head or rehash stuff, because again, I'm just trying to explain that for me, this kind of thing takes time. Another thing people have asked me about is why I thought it was posted on Instagram stories. And like the answer is like, I don't know. All I can do is guess. If I were to guess, I would imagine possibly likely because people can't comment directly on it. Therefore, there can be no public feedback. People can't leave comments. Therefore, people can't interact with each other or see other responses the way people can on the video that I posted. It could be because she has less viewership there. Again, these are just guesses. It is something that can be easily deleted or removed. It is what it is. Yes, it was a little difficult to read. I had to screenshot everything and then so that I could then like zoom the text, because it was like hard personally for me to read. Do I think that was some like malicious thing? Like, I just, you know, I'm not even spending the time reading that much into it and the format. And again, I wasn't expecting anything, period. So hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I realized I forgot to say something in that she did send me a short text apology as well. But when I looked at it, I felt like the sentiment of the private message was different than what she said publicly, which just kind of confused me. So I just kind of left it alone, but I didn't want to forget to mention that. And just as far as where I'm at with everything and moving forward, I have noticed that she did not do the one simple thing that I did ask in my video. And so it's just kind of, it is what it is, and that's that. I know this is a lot. I know I shared some of the crazy, like, racist comments, but I do want to share a couple of comments that were posted on my video from D'Angelo Wallace. If you guys don't know who he is, he's another creator on the platform who I think is a tremendous talent, and I've been following him for a while, and he said some things that were very eloquently stated that underscored what I was doing and why I chose to share my story publicly. I think there were some people who were still, for some reason, confused about that. Now, he posted these comments on my video. This is not me saying he's like endorsing me in some kind of way or anything like that. I just wanted to share some of his words. It's a very carefully explained and documented example of the exact kind of behavior that results in so many of the issues that we face on a daily basis. Some people have this mindset that Black people only succeed because of their race, but also that Black people are constantly victimizing themselves because of their race. And it's imperative that people realize that these attitudes are no less harmful than outright bigotry. People can discredit your success, minimize your struggles, and if you call them out, then you're the one making it about race. If you win, it's because you're Black. If you lose, it can't possibly be because you're Black. Which just so very concisely, probably better than I even said it myself, underscores a lot of what I was trying to share and what I think a lot of us experience. And he also said, addressing someone's comment where they said, would SWOOP like it if her former friends came out and complained about her shortcomings? He replied by saying, you really need to understand that casual racism is not a shortcoming. Someone had said SWOOP could have made her point about racism and homophobia without identifying the actual person. He said, yes, she could have, but there is literally no need to protect someone who's being racist and homophobic. We should be worried about protecting victims of racism and homophobia. And I just want to underscore that sentiment, not specifically talking about just my experience, but just in general, because I see so often this thing where people go to protect the harmful behavior, whether it's racism or bigotry or sexism, misogyny, defending without thought the harmful behavior. I see people brush the offense aside and therefore the victims along with it and shame them versus protecting and supporting the victims and those who have experienced it. I experienced quite a lot of that when I opened up about being sexually assaulted and being attacked by people without trying to sound like, you know, some preachy pedestal thing. Like, I don't feel the need to protect harmful behavior. I'd rather stand up against it and support those who are working towards accountability and equality. And I'm sure I will make mistakes along the way, but I don't need to protect the behavior. I want to protect the people. Now, another thing that I want to say is more directed towards influencers and creators. The fact that I received so much racist hatred, so much bigotry as a result of making my video is very telling of the culture, of the environment that influencers can cultivate with their actions. And it's something that I think we all as creators and influencers need to take a look at. I'm going to share with you guys what I tweeted the day after I put out my video. This is like where my head was at. I'm being called every racist slur in the book. And while I know I opened the door, it goes to show there is so much more work to be done. I can only hope people feel empowered to tell their stories, especially disparaged groups, and that people allow them the space to tell it. I received a lot of private messages of people saying, you know, in their first sentence that they are, you know, her biggest fan or like a big supporter of her, and in the same breath would call me the N-word or would tell me to hang myself or that Black people are worthless and so on and so on and so on. Now, I intentionally didn't include those in this video because I didn't want to come across like I am saying all of her supporters are that racist. Is that the type of audience that you want? Again, not everyone was responding like that, but there were quite a lot. When you've created a space where racist people like that feel safe to be in, then I think influencers might need to take a second look at what they're doing, what their behaviors are, what they're putting out into the world, and what they are influencing. It is very telling when large volumes of that kind of bigoted hatred comes out from people that are in someone's fan base. Now, I'm obviously not going to blame influencers for everything, like every single viewer says and does, but I guess my question is, have you set a track record for being anti-racist? Have you set a track record for being anti-bigotry? Because I would venture to guess that it's going to be far less likely to have that type of person in your fan base. I will say that I am personally in a space where I am actively limiting and choosing to not follow influencers who I feel don't have a grasp or have chosen to ignore or to exploit what's going on, like all of the civil unrest and the movement, or people who have a track record of problematic behavior. Sometimes people have a tendency to turn to those who are just the most popular as their main source of resources without necessarily taking the time to realize that like that person might not have experience. I do think there is a lot to be said for the importance of continuing to turn to Black voices and minority voices and people who are directly from the communities that have been disparaged if you have questions. And then as far as like learning and listening from other allies, there are people who have a long track record of positive allyship. And those are the people that I choose to turn to. And I understand that everyone is on their different journey, and a lot of people are like new to this, which is great, and I celebrate and applaud all of that. But I'm not necessarily going to turn to someone as my main resource, to someone who's like just learning about being an ally, or someone who's had like problematic history. That's not necessarily someone that I'm going to look to as an expert, right? I just hope that people branch out and don't just look to the most like popular influencers and assume that they're going to be like the best resources for these topics, and understand that there are a massive scope of people that are worth hearing. And also like look to allies who have a track record of being an ally when it's not a trending topic. There were just a lot of people who jumped on the trend over the summer and then immediately jumped off it when it wasn't trending and when it wasn't getting them more followers. Just look to those who continue the conversations when it's not so cute to talk about it. And I do want to preface, I'm in no way need anyone to feel like they have to go defend me anywhere. You know, like I shared like the racist comments and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people have weighed in with thoughts and opinions. And again, like I didn't know if I was going to say anything, but I felt like it's kind of appropriate for me to say something before I just move back into my regular films and my regular content. Wow, okay, I didn't think that I was going to share all of that. I thought this was going to be like a quick 2-minute thought thing and then I'm out. I just want to say thank you again for you guys taking the time to listen, and I hope that you find some encouragement to just tell your stories. Yeah, I love you guys. I will be back very, very soon with some of the regular scheduled videos, and I'll see you then. All right, thanks guys, bye.